about that. Had to pay a few bills. Who left the door open? Got a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, it's the day after Valentine's Day. And, I'm going to say one thing. It is just amazing for me when I see so many couples actually getting together and enjoying each other's company and doing things that you see in movies, which is really, really amazing. You see people actually in love, and for a brief couple of hours, they are outside of the matrix. And I just think it's an awesome thing. But a lot of stuff to talk about. Like I said, if you guys really want a nice, really, really gift, like I said, Asha Hobson has this great product. I mean, it's the time to use it. It's not like, you go get those little short $30 throws. I mean, these are really, really quality throws. She does them by hand. They're really, to me, inexpensive, and she does any theme you can think about. So if there's a specific theme you want her to do, she will find it, order it. She will get it to you. It's a great product. I mean, I love it. I mean, I show all my military friends. She's in a great community to do that. And I believe, some of the proceeds from the military throws go to help vets and things like that, or at least that's what she wants to do. And I've encouraged her to do that because, these veterans need homeless veterans, and they need all the help that they can get from those in the community. And, I would not mind paying a little bit more, because what you're getting, the size of the throw is probably the equivalent of a twin bed spread. And, if you go to a regular store, you're going to pay at least over $100, for something of that equivalent. So thank you, Ms. Hobson, for supporting the military. She's a young lady, 24 years old, got her own business. And that leads into the topic that I want to talk about, because if you've been seeing what's been going on the last 25 days in the national politic, people, you better wake up, because this guy is not playing. Okay. So you want to, if you haven't got your crap together yet, you better get it together, because this guy's not playing, and Miss Hobson is on the right track. Get your own businesses, go out there and finish your education, because with automation, the days of just coming out of high school or with your good enough degree, GED, are over. Robotics is the future. These owners do not want to deal with healthcare payments and retirement payments. They want to deal with robots if they can work 365, 24 hours a day. And you need technicians to operate the computers and repair the equipment. So you guys better get it together out there. And Miss Hobson, she's on the right track. Again, her number is 951-323-5837. Tell her that you're interested in the throws, and she'll get you a theme, and it's a great, great product. My neighbor just had a baby. I'm going to order another one from Miss Hobson. I probably ordered over $300 worth of throws from her. So I just think it's a great product. And I'm always inspired when I see young people with an entrepreneurial spirit, because those are the people that actually bring jobs. And with the mom and pop stores disappearing, it is good to see young people getting theirs. And I'm all for that. I support that wholeheartedly. A lot of stuff going on. Evan Moron, again, I didn't go to the school board meeting, and it's just bad timing or whatever. It's Valentine's Day. And yes, I did go out and have dinner and hung out with a friend of mine. And I actually got to see my new cousin, Sade, who looks like her big sister, Catalea, and cute little baby. And I wish my cousin, Ben and Bianca, congratulations. This is their third daughter. And it's their third daughter. I kind of feel, I don't know if I should congratulate him or feel sorry for him, but that's for the father to worry about, right? So there we go with that. So, but beautiful little baby. And at my age, with my cousin, Ben, I've seen this kid be born, and he's going to be 40 years old this year. So he's entering the 4-0 club. And it's just weird when you see somebody that you remember when they were just born and now they're having children of their own. It's just, I guess, a dynamic of life. It's just really, really, really interesting. And sometimes I look at these kids and I say, wow, I would love to have another baby, but unfortunately I can't afford it. I mean, I can afford it, but I'm too selfish to afford it. So or to put myself in that situation. I keep talking about getting cut, but I just don't. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. So anyway, but yeah, Evan Moron. I don't know what happened at the school board, but I did meet with the school board members, and I did ask them, and I did send an email and told them what I think they should do to separate themselves from this moron and idiot. This is a school board member who was put out of the military for whatever reasons. He didn't finish A school, but he calls himself an intelligence officer, and he doesn't have much intelligence. And when I say that, this is what I mean. An intelligent person, number one, is not going to videotape themselves using dolls as a grown man and simulating forcible rape and then run for a public office. That's one thing an intelligent person doesn't do. An intelligent person does not videotape themselves doing a crime. Street racing is a crime, and this idiot has done that. What else? A intelligent person, regardless of your political affiliation or your racial tendencies, is not going to expose themselves to their racial, homophobic, feminist type leanings by posting it on Facebook and not think that it's going to come back and affect them and run for public office. You just don't do that. And he's learning as he goes, but he is a Highland Fairview employee. This is a guy that during the WLC wars was like, I'm not getting paid a dime. You can see the video. I'm not getting paid a dime. I just support the WLC because it's a good idea. Okay, I can respect somebody if that's the truth. But he funnels money through his mommy, whom he lives with, grown-ass man, through his mommy, $10,000 from Highland Fairview, and he acts like we're not supposed to know where that money goes. Why would Highland Fairview give his mother $10,000? But we're supposed to be stupid, or at least you guys are supposed to be stupid. But this is a Highland Fairview employee. And speaking of Highland Fairview employees, my good friend Ido Benvizi is directing his employees to be elected and be appointed to boards that are going to be conducive to his project. So right now he has my friend Rafael Goguedes running for the Planning Commission. Does he have a background or any kind of knowledge of that? No, and you don't need any, I guess, but he's putting these people on the boards. You're saying, well, what's the big deal? Well, let's put it together, people. If I have a majority vote on the city council, I can get a majority vote on the school board, and I can get a majority vote on the planning commission. What does that mean for me if I was Ido Benvizi? That means land and any disputes or any delays in my project, I'm going to get. And the people cannot say anything because I've already paid the money to make this happen. And I've got my underlings that are going to do exactly what I tell them to do. Because these are people who are not vested in the community. And when I say they're not vested in the community, what do I mean? Moreno Valley is basically like Paris or a transit city. Well, Don, what do you mean by a transit city? You're talking about the young people that were born here or have moved here. This is probably where they bought their first home. Nice little starter home. I live in a 4-bedroom, nice little house in Edgemont. My mom's first home, the first home my family ever bought. My mom bought, not the first home, but the first home my mom bought after my father passed. And for a widowed mother with 2 boys, this is a pretty nice house. And you don't know what the future brings. And so as life goes on, you might move here, you might move there, whatever, and you move on. And that's what I mean by transit city. These people are going to progress in their careers. They're going to want a bigger house as their family expands or whatever. So, a lot of these young people aren't going to be here 5 or 6 years, and then they're going to move on. Because they're going to get tired of commuting, or they're going to get a better job offer somewhere else where new communities are being built, where you don't have to deal with all this garbage here in Moreno Valley. So that's what I mean by transit cities. And so as I've been saying on the hot seat and other platforms, we are a warehouse city. And when you have a lot of 99-cent stores, a lot of warehouses, you live in a poor city. And these accounting tricks that they do when the city announces how physically sound we are, if we're so physical sound, then why were they so against an election? $80,000. We don't have a civic center. We don't have any community center that people can use. There's really very limited resources and things for the citizens to use civically. Oh, they give us you a bunch of parks. Okay, that's great to have parks. Oh, you guys can play soccer on parks. Not everybody wants to play soccer 24 hours a day, 365. They give you a rec center that you really can't use unless you're going to pay money to use it. So they give you outdoor parking, park facilities. And unfortunately, you've got bad elements out there that are in the parks that you don't want to subject your children to or your family to. So there you have it. And I've been saying this, if you're going to do all this that you're going to do to the city to destroy this city, this is my 40th year as a resident of this city. The city's only 32, 33 years old. This is my 40th year. That means I've been here 7 years before the city even existed. And I remember how it used to be. Roy Bleckert, he's been here longer than I have. And there's only a few people that are in myself and Roy's age that actually remember Kelly Fitzpatrick. She's another one. But, there's only a few people in our age range that know what this place used to look like. Now, Roy has a vision for the city, and I agree with a lot of what he's saying. But what I don't agree with is the non-diversification of the products that we produce in this city. I'm tired of these trucks ripping up the roads, because when you rip up the roads, that is revenue that could be going to help fix the roads in the residential areas. But, who cares about the residential areas, because the trucks are running all through there as well. And that's what bothers me. I don't think that as a longtime resident that I should have to be subjected to, I've seen I just think the city can do so much better with more than warehouses and more than 99-cent stores. I truly believe that. I look at Menifee, I look at Marietta. I remember when Marietta was started. Look at the way that city is planned. Then you look at Moreno Valley. At one time, we were the fastest growing city in California. What happened? You got these LA people who migrated here with their LA ideas, and thus we have major corruption, all kinds of crap. It's just jumping off, and we have an uneducated population. People say, how dare you say we have an uneducated population? Well, there was a dispute me and Roy got into, and he was showing me the demographics of the people with the education and corrected me, and that's fine. Because, unfortunately, as negative as people think I am, I'm a very positive person, because I don't believe a city with over 200,000 people and all these colleges around here are that uneducated. But in this city, Roy proved that we are, by the statistics, a very uneducated city. And it's a shame, and I don't understand why, because you got all these colleges around here. I'm an alumni of San Bernardino Valley College. I'm an alumni of RCC. You got Cal State San Bernardino not far from here. But yet people would rather commute to a warehouse job or a minimum wage job than commute to a college to better their life. Very sad. Minimum wage jobs, that's all I see. If I see another Mexican restaurant in this city, I will go crazy. Where's the diversification? If I see another warehouse being put up, I will go crazy. We've had enough, and we just approved a super duper warehouse. How much more warehouses do we need? And yet they're saying this is such a great thing, but where's the revenue kickback to the city? You can see if a industry is so good for a city by looking at the revenue it produces in the city coffers. So how do you do that? You ask for the city ledger and you see where the city is spending its money and where it's getting its money. And you can do that by walking into City Hall and requesting by a FIA to get the city ledger. And if you don't want to do that, you can always contact me. I'll give you my copy. I see where the city's money is going in. Amazon, they bring these great names and people just get so excited. All you got to do is say jobs. And people just think, oh my God, I just have a GED. I'm going to get this great job. No, you're not. No, you're not. Skechers brought in, 400 employees? Not one of them, barely any of them live in Moreno Valley. These people are commuting from Ontario, wherever they're commuting within the Inland Empire. And they're working here in our city. You're not working here. You want to know why? Because you're not qualified. You're not qualified. You can't even be a janitor there. You're not qualified. But all you got to do is say jobs, and everybody just, oh yeah, that's the greatest thing. We're 25 days into the Trump administration, already a scandal. What have I been saying about the Trump administration? I'm not against Trump. Didn't vote for him. Didn't vote for Hillary either. Hillary wouldn't have done any better. But we're 24 days in, and a former U.S. Army general is talking to the Russians that he formerly worked for. What general would ever work for the Russian government? People say, well, no, that's not true. You're spreading lies. RT News Organization is a propaganda tool used by the Russian government to promote Russian agenda. General Flynn, when he left the intelligence field, went to work for RT. And that's why he has those connections to the Russian government. I mean, does that make him a bad person? I didn't say that. I'm just saying these are the facts. Now, General Flynn's background is intelligence. What kind of general or idiot is going to call the Russian embassy and not think that your phone calls are not being monitored? When I was in the military, any phone call that I made on the DSN, I knew is subjected to being monitored. Everybody knows that in the military, at least you should. And then now with all this high-tech technology we have, it's even more so. I mean, there's no way I'm going to get on a government telephone line and discuss my personal business. I'm not going to do that. But that's the kind of people we have. And I've been telling people a business background is the worst kind of background to have to be in civil government. Business people deal with a product. What product does the United States have as a government? And you got these uneducated people. Well, we got a military. That's not a product. We got government employees. That's not a product. This is people that work for the government is a necessity to make government run. The government does not produce anything. Well, we make F-16s and F-15s. No, we don't. That's Boeing, McDonnell Douglas, and Lockheed Martin. So when all this money goes to the arms manufacturers and you say, oh, the military, they're not talking about the individual soldier. They're talking about the arms manufacturer, the military industrial complex. That's what they're talking about. But see, this is what I mean about an uneducated population. You got to know what you're talking about. And even if you don't know what you're talking about, at least have some common sense to go look it up. Google it. Oh, fake news. Fake or not, look it up. Don't just look at one source. Look at a bunch of sources. If you look at our history of presidents, the worst presidents that we have ever had a business background. People say, well, that's bull. Well, look at Warren G. Harding. He was a newspaper publisher. A newspaper publisher publishes newspapers. There's a product. He was in the administration that precipitated the 1929 Wall Street crash because of his policies. Oh, we've got to loosen up this and loosen up that. Now, if you look at your facts, when the Wall Street regulations that were set in place to stop Wall Street from crashing and these people doing stupid stuff, when those things were taken away and loosened, what happened in 2008? Wall Street crashed. They don't want to call it a depression. They're going to say, oh, it's a great recession. There were more jobs lost in 2008 than there was in 1929. I know you got your people out there. My buddy Roy, like I said, Roy's a very intelligent guy. He's going to say, well, the numbers, there was more people. Well, yeah, there are more people now than there were then, of course. That's without saying. So, you got to educate yourself, people. There's a lot of stuff that is going on in the matrix. And when you're outside of the matrix like I am, and you see what's going on and you're seeing people suffering, why is it that you're working the same exact job you were working 10 years ago, and yet you're working 4 to 5 times harder with additional duties with the same pay? Why haven't you risen up by now? But you just take it. Just bend over, spread your cheeks, take it in the keister. Why not? Feels good, right? People have the benefits that they have, and they're scared to use them. People are going to work sick. Why are you going to work sick, which is going to make me sick and this person sick and spread it on? But they're afraid to use their benefits of sick pay. You've got women get pregnant and they work almost up until the baby's delivered, and they think that's an accomplishment. I think that's crazy. That's just my opinion. So, we have a lot of things going on. Now, we have a special election coming up in the city of Moreno Valley. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to put it out there. I don't know all of the applicants. I've talked to a few people that would like my support. And I'm going to tell you one person that I know of that is out in the community. He's been, for District 4, he's been out in the community. He's a young firebrand. I really like him. He's very progressive. I don't care if he's a Democrat or Republican, because that doesn't matter. I want you guys to remember this name. His name is Jaime Moreno, and he's the outreach director for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, but he's been very active in the community, and he's very active within this city. And right now, from what I know, I don't know if he's running or not. I hope he does. But I want you guys to go vet this guy and check him out. I think he's very independent of thought, and he cares about the citizenry. I mean, we've done cleanups together. I see him all out in the community, all over the Inland Empire. He's a great guy. So Jaime Moreno in District 4. If he's running, I don't know if he's filed the paperwork yet, but that's one guy that I would consider. Good friend of mine, Raymond Sawyer. I'm not sure if he's back in the country yet. He went back to his home country, and if you see his Facebook page, beautiful pictures. I would love to go visit there. I mentioned to him I would love to go. He should have told me. I would have gone with him. It would have been great. But Raymond Sawyer has ran before, and he's the president of HOA over there in the 4th District. He was a previous school board member, not Moreno Valley, but the other one, and has a lot of background and experience. And I believe, he's been in that district. That's another name you might want to consider. I don't know if he's going to run. He's a business owner. And I have said that business owners are the worst kind of people to be in government, but he has a background from being the president of the other school board here in Moreno Valley. Obviously, I'm against anybody who may be a Highland Fairview employee, because if you don't see the writing on the wall, the writing is on the wall. So those are some names I want to throw out there for you guys to think about. Another name I want you to think about is Jerry Mercado. He's on the, I believe, the Heritage Committee. Very active in the community. He ran in the last election in District 1 here. We need some young guns. We need people with new ideas. This old handkerchief head, I marched with Dr. Luther King and Cesar Chavez, that was great. But we're in a different era now. And those people are nothing but historical figures in a history book to a lot of these young people. And we, as older people, need to step back and let these young people take leadership. It doesn't make sense. I'm almost 50 years old. I'll be 47 this year. And to me, that's too old. I shouldn't even be involved in politics. I should be enjoying my retirement and traveling and doing what I want to do. But I'm not doing that because we've got so many problems going on here. So I'm going to give you guys this little tidbit. Please go and check mvgordy.com and read up on what's going on with moron Evan Moron. And it's just a sad thing. And mvgordy.com is a credible source of local politics. And I wouldn't say that because I get a lot of my information from mvgordy.com, and I'm definitely going to follow some stuff up. In regards to mvgordy.com, some of that source material I shared with the school board members, and I'm going to look up to see what was their response to my inquiry of what they should do in regards to Evan Moron. Now, remember, people, those of you that have kids, grandchildren that are in the school district, Mike Rios was only 5 or 6 years ago. Remember Mike Rios? School board member who was pandering and pimping 15-year-old schoolgirls. Remember that guy? You have a guy on the school board that is simulating forcible rape with dolls. Now, my first question is, why is a grown man playing with dolls? Nothing wrong with it. Star Wars action figures, Star Trek, whatever you're doing, G.I. Joe. You know, if you're playing with your kids, it's very scary. And why are you not outraged? I don't know. I don't have any kids in the school district. But yet I'm concerned because of this Mike Rios thing. How... I'm a parent myself. I have 2 boys, grown boys, but still, certain things are unacceptable, and I'm not going to accept it. Here in District 1, a lot of the work that LaDonna Jimson did with my help, Victoria Baca seems to be ignoring that. I wonder why. We're trying to clean up these slumlords, but yet Victoria Baca is sitting there letting the slumlords return and do what they were doing. Why does she want to turn this into Tijuana? We're trying to clean up this area, bring up the property values, and give the people over here the fairness of their property taxes so that this side of the city could be just as good as the east side of the city. Why does she seem to have an agenda to do what Highland Fairview tells her to do? Where's the outrage, District 1? I wonder, where's the outrage? We can't keep relying on the same people to fight our battles, because even those people get tired and they have lives, they got things they want to do. Where's the outrage, District 1? Where's the outrage? The fight at the water district, it seems like people keep forgetting that water problem isn't solved over there. What is the city doing about that? The corruption going on over in the water district. What is the city doing about that? Why is Moreno Valley a joke? Because we recall a corrupted official, then a bank robber misleads the population, no outrage. Then that very same bank robber, Jimson, refuses to give up her seat and thinks she's going to win and allows the former criminal to come back. What a joke. Chris Baca, a member of the Democratic Party, he's in the committee, the Democratic Committee of Riverside or Inland Empire, wherever it is, possibly might be recalling Gutierrez. Now, the thing about Chris, me and Chris are cordial. I mean, I don't believe in having any enemies. I don't believe in any enemies. I just don't. Not worried about it. I'm a veteran, so I have no fear of whatever. I've done my part, so I'm cool. But Chris Baca is alleging that, and I hope he does a recall and serve Mr. Gutierrez with recall papers. And it's very sad that Mr. Baca, he was at one time a very ardent supporter of Mr. Gutierrez, idiot Gutierrez. And, now he's seen the light. He's seen the agenda. He's one of the main people that is alleging to a bond that Highland Fairview needs to move their project forward. Now remember, this thing is going to be made for 25 years, so most of you people will not be living here. I'll be here. Rory will probably be here. Mr. Pete will probably be here. Only a few of us are going to be here in 25 years. And even when I'm not here, I'll be buried over there at the National Cemetery across the highway. And people got to remember, before the WLC could ever be made, you've got to put the infrastructure in first. They need plumbing, they need piping, they need, the whole caboodle. You're looking at a $800 million infrastructure bond that you're going to pay for. Not Highland Fairview, you. My question is this, people. We elect these people and they do their damage and then they leave. I haven't seen LaDonna Jemson at any city council meetings since she got booted off. Didn't see Victoria Baca after she got booted off. Jesse Molina, who was the mayor at the time of the WLC approval, said, we're going to keep this developer to his word, and if not, I'm going to be there and lead the way and make sure it's done. Haven't seen him. Good friend of mine, fellow veteran. He's a good man, very good man, good intentions. But even he saw the light at the end of the tunnel when it was all said and done. People, you got to do your homework. I, MV Gordy, Wake Up Mobile, Citizens for Sustained Development in Moreno Valley, we've been trumpeting the horn of what has been going on out here. And yet, because you guys are stuck in the matrix and you're living your lives hoping that we would fight those battles, I have no problem fighting the battle for you. But I need your support. We need your support. Every time we go out there, I mean, we're just regular people just like you. I don't have $1 million. I wish I did. But how can I fight a corporation, a guy that is backed by the Trump brothers of Florida? It's very hard to do. We can pick this person off, pick that person off. It's very hard to do. Eloise Reyes was sworn in publicly about 2 weeks ago. I was, you guys saw the video on the Facebook page. I was very honored to be there. I was very honored to help relieve the San Bernardino residents of Assemblywoman Cheryl Chevron Brown. Very sad, very sad. And I'm glad the unions were there to help and expose this woman for what she is. But I want you guys to be very careful. Chevron Cheryl Brown has turned The Voice newspaper into a political hacking paper to exact revenge on her political enemies. And the funniest thing is, she was up there after she had lost and went to, remember, because Cheryl Brown was backed by the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was telling you who your leaders are going to be. Even though those of you guys that are Democrats, like, we don't want Hillary, we want Bernie, we want Bernie. They did everything they could to tip the scales in Hillary's favor. And the Republicans, any Republican would have beaten Hillary Clinton. Any Republican. And look at Donald Trump. That shows you how easy it was to beat her, because this woman was so hated with a 30-year record you can just run on. Okay? So Chevron Cheryl Brown goes to her buddy, the Speaker of the California Assembly, and says, hey, my health care is now affected and I can't do this and I can't do that. He appoints her to a committee to keep her health care going, whatever. Why is she worried about her health care? What about her constituents? Very sad. Local NAACP is giving the political award to Denise Fleming. For what? Losing the election? She gets a political award for losing. That's why people look at the NAACP as a joke. And it is a joke. You got the old heads running it. And it's so sad. I mean, and I have nothing against the NAACP locally, but this goes back to anything in politics. It's the politics. It's our NAACP. It's our local things. I mean, the president of the local NAACP, she could barely walk. God bless her. God bless her. She could barely walk. Why are you holding on to power? Why don't you attract younger people? Because younger people do not want to listen to 1960s rhetoric. I'm almost 40. I'll be 47 this year. I'm considered a kid. When I ran for office, the word was, I'm the kid. I'm the kid. I'm 47 years old and I'm a kid? Really? That's very scary. So if I'm 47, how old are you? That's calling me a kid. Something to think about, you guys. We're going to have the Hot Seat Radio Show later on today. I hope you guys tune in. Please check out our Facebook page, the Inland Empire Informer. We're not just talking about Moreno Valley. We're talking about everything that's going on in the Inland Empire. And if you have an opinion and want to come on the show, the only reason we keep this radio show is because people do want to have something to say, but they don't want to be seen. And I can understand that because, you might have an opinion and your job might be on jeopardy. I mean, you guys, a lot of people are still in the matrix, and I understand. But this is why we started this show. But we want your opinions. Pastor Don is out there. If you listened to his show yesterday, please go to the Reflections Facebook page, Church, Moreno Valley. And, he met with U.S. Vets. He was the guy that's doing this. Now, here's a pastor that doesn't even live in the city of Moreno Valley, but he's going all around doing everything he can to help his fellow man. Where are the other pastors? And I'm not saying the other pastors aren't doing anything. I'm not saying that at all. But seeing is believing. Call me a doubting Thomas. Seeing is believing. They've got these nice churches and stuff, but I see this guy is really making a difference. And he doesn't even live in the city, but he cares about this city. So I put a challenge out there to any of the pastors. Please send a representative, anybody, to come on the show and tell us what you're doing, and tell us some of these resources that people can use. Mental health is real, people. Homelessness is real, people. Do you realize that the homelessness in Moreno Valley has gone up by almost 23%? Why is that? Because we have warehouses. When you have empty warehouses, what do you think homeless people are going to go squat at? Warehouses. Unguarded warehouses. Empty, vacated warehouses. Why not? They're not bothering anybody. So, please, again, if you're looking for a nice throw, please contact Asha Hobson, 951-323-5837. And her email, Hobson, HOBSON ASHALIFE @gmail.com. Go to my Facebook page. I'll put a quick video up so you can see what I'm talking about. These are great blankets. I strongly encourage it. I'm going to tell all my military friends about it because we all fly Space A, or some of us fly Space A. Even if you don't fly Space A, this is a nice blanket to take with you on a plane, on a trip, wherever you're going. It'll keep you warm at night, especially if you're on that red eye. And it's a great way to promote your service. If you got a loved one in the military, whatever the deal is, please, please, please contact Miss Hobson. And when I was talking to her, she said portions are going to go to help veterans, and I think that's a great idea. So please get your orders in, 951-323-5837. Also, if you need some information on resources, U.S. Vets, United States Veterans Initiative, Eddie Estrada is the executive director. His number is 951-999-9120. They're located at March Air Reserve Base, got a great plan. Go to Pastor Don's website. He talked about that, or go to the Hot Seat Radio Show from last week. We talked about it, and we give you a lot of information. You have to be a vet to deal with U.S. Vets. I mean, they're going to build a great campus over there if Victoria Baca and the 3O Club doesn't vote against the JPA and try to stop this great program. And if they do, I'm telling you, the vets are going to rise up. But if you don't know where to go to get help and issues, just give them a call. I'm very sure U.S. Vets will give you good resource contacts to help you in that aspect. Belle the Wonder Pup, Felipe the Latin Lover Cat, and Misty the Mama Cat. Animal shelter, we still have a lot of problems. Haven't given up on the animal shelter. They are still killing those animals at a high clip. And if you looked at the report from 2-3 weeks ago that was given by the animal shelter director, it was total BS. It was supposed to be a 5-year retrospect report, and it wasn't 5 years. It was like 4 years. And it was like a rehab. He just threw numbers up, and it was ridiculous. Why are they killing those animals at the clip that they're killing them? Very sad. Shame on you, Moreno Valley. Shame on you, Victoria Baca. Shame on you, LaDonna Jimson, for not doing anything about it. Shame. It should not be a crime to be born. And we have to speak up for these animals who have no voice. Don't sit there and tell me animals don't have feelings. When I get my leash, Belle automatically knows she's going walking, and she gets excited and she starts jumping up. When she does bad, she does fear. So you can't tell me they don't know. And if you do believe that, you're fooling yourself. Laura Medeiros, she's been in the fight for a long time. This woman spent over $100,000 of her own personal money saving these animals and grooming them and doing everything she could. Please contact her if you get a chance. We got to do something, people. You got to wake up. We need your support. If you can't fight the battle, we need your support when we do fight the battle. But even we do get tired. This is Donovan Sadiq Radio Show. Please contact me. We'll catch you guys a little bit later.